Roll number 23, ma'am.
Yes. Harita, please tell me a number.
9497
Okay.
529295.
9497529295.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And there was one more person in the morning.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Anupama here.
Anupam. Yeah, please mention
Yeah.
your name also, Anupam. I mean your number.
9447
Okay.
83
Hmm.
85
Okay.
84.
Too many eights. 94478385884.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. I'll pass it on to Jayanti madam. All right, yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Anybody else?
My name is not there. I am Kenmuli.
Name is not there where?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. In the list, when I see the chat box and then behind the screen.
But you are attending this
I
program,
think-
right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sir list out some names, but my name was not there.
Your
My
name is
name was
mentioned
not
here. Tenmoji.
Yeah, yes, Kenmuli, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Tenmoji. Okay, Tenmoji. Yeah, your name is displayed here. When
Yeah,
you're
yes,
speaking, your name has come.
Yeah, yes, madam. Yes, madam. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, let me just check the number of people who have joined. Okay, anyway, when you're speaking, it's displayed. Fine. Now, coming back to my own subject, that is listening and speaking. When did you all get your modules? This one?
Yes.
Yeah. When did you all get?
Yes, we got.
Yeah, and I know you got it, but when did you get?
A couple of months back now.
3 months ago.
3 months, all right. So did you go through it? Did you open the book?
Yes. Most of the parts. Not completely.
Yes, I opened the book and read the some module, madam.
All right. Now, particularly this module here, even this has 2 assignments, all right? Just as I mentioned in the first session.
Yes.
Do you have your assignment paper with you? Did you go through the questions?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Now, how about others? Do you have it with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Did you find any difficulty in at least understanding, comprehending the questions?
No.
Okay, now just let me read the first question for you. Distinguish between the following with the help of an example for each. One is a vowel sound and consonant sound. The other is a phoneme and morpheme. All right. Now this carries 2 marks. 2 marks each. 2 marks for difference between vowel sound and consonant sound, and 2 marks for a phoneme and a morpheme. If you have gone through this booklet, or at least seen what is there, what you need to do is write the difference. Now, what is the difference between a vowel sound and a consonant sound? Answer is there clearly, and you'll have to write one example for each. One example for vowel sound, one for consonant sound. Now, can anyone tell me what is a vowel sound and what is a consonant sound? If you've read it, or if somebody's attended some CLT course earlier.
Can I hear?
Sarojini. Yes, Sarojini, please speak.
Yeah, it's the letters are A, E, I, O, U, and the sound is A.
No, I want the difference between a vowel sound and a consonant sound. All this while what you learnt is A, E, I, O, U, those are letters. Now we're
Yeah,
talking about
the
sound.
Yeah. Huh.
So
Sound
that
is.
answer will not hold good.
Hello,
Yeah,
ma'am.
ma'am.
As a PGDLT student, your answer should be different.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes.
I'm Joy. Actually, it's a sound. A vowel is a sound with an audible noise produced by the constriction in the vocal cord.
Okay.
But actually,
Any-
and the consonant is not so.
Okay. See, vowel sound
For
is
example, for
okay.
example,
Mm.
E. These are some sounds which actually it is produced by the constriction in the vocal tract.
Yes. Fine.
But
That's
at the
fine.
same time, consonant is not so.
Yes, you're right, Mr. Joy. Joy Dominic.
Yes.
Yeah. So vowel sound is a sound that is produced without any obstruction in the vocal tract. You
That's
will
it.
find the answer there. And consonant sound is a sound which is produced when there is some obstruction somewhere in the vocal tract. All right. Now coming and the examples that you need to write e, u, all that. Okay, don't write a, e, I, o, u. Those are just the letters. And coming to the next question, difference between a phoneme. Still to please mute your mic. Okay, thank you. Yeah, difference between a phoneme and a morpheme. Phoneme is the smallest unit of sound, whereas morpheme doesn't stand smallest grammatical unit. And that also is clearly given in the book. If you just open, don't copy blindly, straight away. Many people do make this mistake. They just copy the entire paragraph and expect the faculty to decipher the answer, locate the answer from there. Please be clear in your answers, okay? So what is a phoneme? What is a morpheme? Give an example for this and also for that. Then you'll have to describe a vowel sound based on the criteria. Now, what are the different criteria of describing a vowel sound? Sorry. That's the next question. You will find that answer also there. There are 4 criteria to describe a vowel sound. All right. Now, do you have your module there with you? This module, is it there handy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You have it with you.
Yes.
See page number 14, 15. Please, if you have a notebook with you, just mark down the pages. Just write the page numbers. I want you to go through them in detail. Page 14, 15. Okay, write that. Then we have page number 12.
Page number?
12, 1, 2.
Okay.
I'm just moving your work easy so that when you come here, you will finish your assignments and also read everything else in detail. Next, page number 40 and 41. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
This is a wall diagram that you need to draw. This one, the lower one. Okay, this one. And this is the criteria, the 4 criteria that you can think of. Is it clear? You write this and this. You don't have to write very elaborate answers for that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, should we draw the diagram alone and write the criteria for that question?
Yeah, that's what I just said. The diagram and the 4 criteria.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
Mm. And then you have to write the phonemic transcription of the words. 8 words are given. Paper, student, culture, language, photo, bottle, cartoon, and English. I hope you have those questions. Yeah.
Yes,
Now, what
ma'am.
I suggest, yeah, please refer a proper dictionary for pronunciation. Don't just take any normal dictionary which just says who, ha, and all those things. Those will not fetch you marks. You can look into Standard Oxford Dictionary, Longman Dictionary, or English Pronouncing Dictionary. This is specially meant for pronunciation. If you have this, that's fine. This will give you everything in detail. English Pronouncing Dictionary by Daniel Jones. Or you can take any standard dictionary, which will give you proper transcription. It comes in between 2 slanting lines.
Ma'am,
Alright.
can we use, ma'am, shall I interrupt you? Ma'am, can we use both American and British pronunciation?
British is fine. Only British.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll get confused. That's why just look into the British pronunciation. The first one that is shown in any dictionary, standard one. Okay. Some dictionaries that you may be having, they just tell you how to pronounce like ooh, like OOH. Those are not symbols. I want you to refer to a very standard dictionary which shows you the phonemic transcription, which comes in between 2 slanting lines. Only then it is the IPA, okay, the IPA symbols. So this is about your assignment 1. This you will be submitting in a separate booklet. I hope that is clear. Please mention clearly Regional Institute of English, South India, Bangalore, Pgdelt, course number. Okay. And then mention the subject, that is listening and speaking, assignment 1. Similarly, on the same pattern, you are going to write assignment 2 in a separate booklet. Again, RISI, Pgdelt course, listening and speaking, assignment 2. This should come in a separate booklet. Now, what are the questions given here? Mark
Sorry,
stress on the
ma'am,
fall.
excuse me.
Yes.
Do we need to bind it, spiral bind or something?
No,
to
no, no. I
prepare
just
an-
showed you one. Just pin them up neatly. That's all. Don't spend extra money on buying your stick files and all that. Just ordinary KG cardboard sheets, neat, but it has to be neatly done. Okay? So you can pin them up longitudinally like this.
Ma'am, can it be on A4 size?
Yeah, A4 size sheets.
Okay. And
Okay,
another
ma'am.
thing, do we have
Draw
to
neat
send
margin inside. Please draw margin for your papers. Write them neatly. It can be ruled sheets, no problem. Unruled sheets also no problem. But it has to be a neat job.
do we have to send these all separately? Like assignment one cover, assignment
Yeah, that's what I said. Oh, were you not there in the morning session?
I
When I was
had been
briefing?
there, but it was not clear. Somebody asked the same question, but it was not answered.
I told you clearly.
No, yeah, you said
Each assignment has to be.
yeah, assignment
Mr.
has to be
Joy.
separately done, mentioned everything, but can we send it all in one cover? That's what the question was.
Oh yeah, that's fine. The 6 bundle of 6. I mean 12. 6
Yeah.
plus 6. You can put them together. All right.
Yeah,
And then you can submit the whole packet.
yeah,
Madam?
that's what I said. No, can we send it all together in one packet?
Yeah, you can send them.
No, yeah, mentioning separately each assignment by name wise. Then send it
Exactly.
together. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So
Madam?
12 booklets of this kind, you can send them all together in one packet.
Madam?
Okay, but please mention your name and roll number on every assignment, outer cover.
Yes,
Okay.
madam.
Yes.
By ordinary post or registered?
I think the register post would be fine. Ordinary, I don't know how they charge and how reliable it could be. Speed post is fine.
Yes, thanks. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Because when you send it by speed post, they'll also give you some acknowledgement, right?
Yes, ma'am, we'll get it.
Yeah. So just to be on the safer side, you can keep that acknowledgement with you. In case something gets lost, you can come and always show us. And also keep a set of photocopies of all the assignments that you're submitting. Keep them with you. In case your assignments haven't reached us, we'll let you know and you can show us that as proof. Okay, all of you.
Okay, ma'am, sure.
Yes. Now coming to our assignment 2. I hope assignment 1 is clear. Any doubt in that?
Yes. No.
Okay, the assignment 2 talks about marking stress on the following words. So depending upon the grammatical functions they perform, whether it's a noun or a verb or an adjective. So here, we'll be doing all this in detail, but I want you to go through some of these papers, some of these topics here. That's why I'm asking you questions right from the beginning till towards the end at least. So if you come to page number 64, please come to your books to open your books to page 64. You can see this set of words given here. Noun.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, noun, adjective, verb, again noun, adjective, verb. Now what it means here is every word, I mean most of the word or some of the words, they have dual functions or multiple functions. Function in the sense they act as a noun or a verb or an adjective. Now depending upon the function they play, the stress also changes. Now for example, content. This is the most commonly mispronounced word in English, at least here in India. Because everybody just says content. But it has two pronunciations depending upon the role it plays. One is content. You can just repeat after me, but with your mics muted, okay? Just say content, and the other is content. So content is the subject matter. Now, what are the contents of this folder? Okay, so content. And the other is content. We need to be content with whatever we have. You got it? Similarly with your conduct. Now, depending upon the stress where you are applying, the mark also changes. So if it is a noun, it is in the beginning. It is on the curve. If it is a verb, it comes on, the stress falls on the second syllable, that is the term. Content, content. Conduct, conduct. Project, project. So similarly, we have so many words here. The first one given here is object, object, present, present. Yeah, this is an object. I object to your use. I got a present. I'm going to present my views. I'm going to present this to you. Meenakshi, can you just switch off your video? Yeah, that'll be a distraction of the video. Video, please switch off the video, Meenakshi. Meenakshi, can you switch off the video? Can you hear me? Okay, these are things which you need to pay attention to as a user of online classes, okay? Otherwise, you'll be disturbing others. Fine, thanks, Meenakshi. I hope you understood how to answer the question here.
Ma'am.
Yes, marking stress according to the function. So if you'll have to write if noun, object as a noun, stress is here on or. object as a verb. Stress is on ger. So that is how you have to write. So each question, I think about 6 words have been given, so 3 marks.
Ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Whether we shall go for the same words given in the textbook or we shall attempt another ones from
What are the
outside?
questions given in the assignment?
Yeah, for that, shall we go for the same words given in the
Of
textbook?
course. I've given you the question, so you'll have to answer those questions, right? These are just examples here.
Okay, okay. This
The
example
book
should
has
be followed.
book has given you examples. Dictionary will give you more examples. Now these are the questions that have been asked in particular. 6 words have been given: progress, export, insult, decrease, content, and project. So please answer only for these 6 words.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
The next question is differentiate between listening and hearing. Okay, one more question was there in assignment. Yes. Differentiate between listening and hearing. With an example again for each. So what is listening? What is hearing? Give an example for listening, give an example for hearing. Does anyone have an idea what is listening and what is hearing?
Yeah, when we listen to something that we observe, like for a music or a speech, example for listening to you. But when we walk on the road, we hear a lot of noises. We don't give attention
Okay.
to it.
Yes.
So hearing is the things that we don't give attention to, or we don't try to grasp those things. But listening is we give attention to it. Like for example, I'm listening to you now because I have to get the things from you. I have to know something from you.
Exactly. Very good. You're right, Joy. Joy Dominic. So
Madam,
page
listening means
188. Please write it down somewhere. Page 188. It's clearly given here, but I want you to give examples of your own. Don't copy the same examples. So what's listening, what's hearing? Meaning you'll get it here, but I want you to give examples as Mr. Joy just gave here. Now, what do we mean by hearing? Hearing is just the sounds falling into our ears. If our ears are functioning well, we receive a lot of sounds, but we may not pay attention to all the sounds that we receive. All right. So that is called hearing. Now, when I'm talking to you, I can hear the sound of the birds outside, chirping outside. I can hear the sound of the fan. I can even hear the sound of my colleagues talking on the corridor. But I may not pay attention to what they're talking because my attention is focused in discussing with you. So those are the sounds that we hear. I may even hear the sound of someone honking there or the dogs barking. But when I say listening, listening is focused hearing. When we pay attention to whatever we hear. That is called listening. So when you ask me a question, I listen to your question. When you give me some answer, I listen to your answer. I may listen to music. All right. And then now World Cup is going on, cricket. How many of you are interested in that? In case you are not able to watch the television regularly because of your own work, preoccupation, you may just listen to the commentary. And what will you be doing when you switched on? You focus on some particular information. So you're listening to the score. You want to know who's still batting, who's bowling there, right? But many other things that the person speaks, you may not be paying attention to, even in the commentary, because your attention is not there. You're just hearing. The background, you may be hearing a lot of noise, sounds, and all that, but then you're not focusing attention there. Your attention is listening to some particular information. Okay, so same thing can become listening or hearing depending upon the need. Now you enter a railway station, you hear a lot of sounds there. Now, what do you hear? You hear chai, coffee, vada, pakoda, and then the train, the sound of the train, the sound of the hawkers coming there. Yes, the people rushing, people talking, all that. Now, if you're in need of anything particular there, if you want water, then you listen to the person selling water there, or if you chai. But if you're not in need of it, you will not pay attention. So you're just hearing. All those are just sounds for you. Announcements on a railway station. You hear so many advertisements, you hear so many announcements going on and on, but your attention is focused only on one particular announcement, that is your train. If you are going to receive somebody, or if you're going to drop somebody, or if you yourself are going to travel. So your attention is only focused on that particular announcement. All other announcements are just hearing. You got that? So please specify and explain clearly what is listening, what is hearing, along with an example. Don't just say hearing sound of fan, hearing listening to music. No, you'll have to explain that particularly. Every example you need to explain clearly, because as I told you, the same thing can become listening or hearing depending upon your need. I hope you got it. Yes. Now coming to the next question. With the help of an activity for each, explain how you would develop listening comprehension and speaking skill of your students at class 8 level. So what are you supposed to do? There are two things involved here. One is developing listening skill or listening comprehension and developing speaking skill. There are two things that you need to do. And just one activity for each. Don't just go on mentioning, I want to do role play, I will do conduct debate and all that. That will not fetch you marks. Read the question twice, thrice, and try to underline what are the key words that is required. So with the help of an activity for each. So one activity for listening comprehension, one activity for speaking skill. You have to explain that activity in detail. All right? Just one each, that's enough. You don't have to write 3, 4. So how exactly are you going to develop a speaking skill? If you're conducting pick and speak, how are you going to conduct that? If you're conducting a debate, what is the procedure? Right? And if you are developing listening skill, maybe you want to talk or tell them a story. So after telling story, what will you do? How are you going to ask them questions? What activities are you going to conduct after you make them listen? Or while you're making them listen to some story, what kind of questions will you keep asking in the middle? What worksheet will you give? So those are the steps that you need to mention. For that, you have to read these units on listening. 2 units are dedicated to developing listening skill. So I want you to read them clearly. In the book, you may just get some points here that these are the ways of conducting, but proper explanation has to be given by you. All right. So please explain an activity in detail. In the morning, someone is asking, do we have to write only from the module, or you can get it from elsewhere? You can look into some books, try to find out how can we develop listening skill of students. Okay, develop the listening comprehension, and try to find out different ways of developing speaking skill also. So one activity for speaking, one activity for listening, you'll have to mention clearly. Explain it. All right, and then we come to the next question. Using appropriate expressions, write a conversation of at least 5 exchanges each for both speakers that in the following situation. So what do we mean by exchanges? Suppose there are 2, A and B. So A, B, A, B, A, B, it has to go in 5, okay? So 5 times A is speaking and 5 times B is speaking, minimum. And you don't have to run into pages there writing 20 exchanges. All right? So this is just for about 5 months. Yes. And what is the situation? The situation here is you call up a hotel manager and request him or her to make a change in your booking. So what are you going to do? Booking dates. So you have to assume that you've already booked the hotel certain dates. Now you're calling up the manager and requesting him or her to make a change. So the person may agree to your request or the person may not agree. That also, it's left to you. You can write it. So it's a conversation between you and the hotel manager. Okay, your name, hotel manager, then your name, hotel manager. That is how it has to go. All right. So please stick to the point, stick to the topic. This is a change in the hotel bookings, booking dates. So don't deviate from the topic. Please read every question twice and thrice and then try to embark on your writing. I hope I've made myself clear to all of you. Yes, I think there is one question that we left out in assignment 1. That is, explain the terms used to describe consonant sound with the help of the place and manner of articulation. That is your question number 3 in assignment 1. One, of course, difference between a vowel sound and consonant sound, phoneme and morpheme. Then the 4 criteria for describing a vowel sound. Then we have the terms used to describe a consonant sound depending upon the place and manner of articulation. Now for this, I want you to get back to the previous pages here where we describe our consonant sound. See, any language has 2 sounds. One is a vowel sound, the other is a consonant sound. Vowel sound, we just saw the diagram and the 4 criteria. Now, consonant sound is described similarly in different criteria again. We have 3 criteria to describe a consonant sound. One is whether it is a voiced or a voiceless. And then secondly, it is where exactly the articulation is taking place. And third is how the articulation is taking place. The difference you already know, one of your friends has already mentioned what is the difference between a vowel sound and the consonant sound. So for consonant sound, there is some block in the vocal tract. Meenakshi, please mute, remove your video. Switch off your video, please. Meenakshi? Yeah, click on that video icon and try to switch it off. Consonant sound is described according to the place. Now, if you come to page number 19, can you see here? Place of articulation. And then down below, you have the manner of articulation. Here, can you see that? So you have the place, you have the manner. You have to mention these. What are the places where the articulation is taking place? Lip. So this is the place where there is a constriction, where the air is blocked. So wait. H, B, M. So here the air is blocked. That is why we call the lips the bilabial. 2 lips together, bilabial. Now the obstruction is that the teeth. We call it dental. Then lips and the teeth together. Like this. Your lip and your teeth. We call it the labiodental. Now just make the sound. Now you say.
Please repeat the page number, ma'am.
19, 19.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. So, that is how your air is blocked here by the teeth and the lips together. Like this, we have different places where the air is blocking or getting blocked. That is a place of articulation. You'll have to write both. Lips, bilabial, teeth, gentle, clearly. And then coming to the manner of articulation, we have different manners. This is how a consonant sound is described. whether it is a plosive or a fricative or an affricate or a nasal sound, okay, or is it a semi-vowel sound? We'll have to come to the next page also. All these are criteria how consonant sound is described. These two things, if you write, you will get your marks. I hope things are clear now. Assignment 1 and assignment 2. So I suggest you go through the entire book. I've at least turned to the pages, go through the side headings. You'll try to understand what are the things that have been given or mentioned here. So as you can see here, right in the beginning, yeah, somebody please mute. You're disturbing others. Somebody's mic is switched on. I request you to switch it off, mute it. Yes. Initial itself, the first page that you open in listening and speaking, you have these. Can you see that? Phonology, then suprasegmental, speaking and listening. Then after you turn a few pages, you will see the content page. There's the first page inside. Can you see this content? The same topics that we just saw here, they've got some more subtopics. So segmentals, suprasegmentals, then speaking, and then listening. These are the topics that have been mentioned, the subtopics. So at least go through each and see what is there inside. And when you come for your next contact program, you should be able to at least tell us what are all the topics that you saw here, what is it that you didn't understand. And if you have any problem, you just mark it here at the margin or write down the page number and the subtopic in your notebook, and then we'll have a discussion here in the class. Don't expect the faculty or anyone, not just listening and speaking, reading, writing, grammar, methods and approaches, teacher development. Don't expect any all the faculty to explain to you line by line or page by page. We will be meeting here for the next contact program for discussion. And for discussion, we expect you to at least read once or twice and then come. You have enough number of days. Now it is October. You'll be reading. Please don't copy the answers blindly. Try to understand and then write things in your own words. Okay? You'll not be getting marks if you just lift the answer straight away from the booklet. You need to explain on your own. Please do that and then submit it. Afterwards, go through the module once again in detail. If you don't understand anything, just mark it there. And whenever the faculty is meeting you in the next contact program, they'll all be discussing all these points with you. And if you have a real doubt or a real problem in any particular area, then we'll be dealing with those topics in detail. All right? I hope things are clear now. Please read and come. We'll all meet in the next contact program. So best wishes to all of you. To see you next year, 2024. Happy New Year for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, may your new year begin with a lot of aspirations and your thirst for knowledge, and may your knowledge be quenched. Happy reading, and let us all meet in the next contact program that will be in April or May. And don't keep on asking us about the dates. Once we decide, we'll inform you. Just be on the lookout for any kind of update on the WhatsApp group. Okay? So your final contact program, the dates will be mentioned only around March or so. So 1 month in advance, I think we'll inform you so that you can book your tickets if you're traveling and coming to Bangalore. Okay, so we'll decide that. And as I told you earlier, in case the election dates are mentioned after we decide on the dates of contact program, then there'll be again rescheduling later. So last minute hitches will always be there. So tentatively, let's keep it as April, May itself. Okay. So even if election dates fall, we may have to extend a little further. So please be prepared for that. All right. So all the best to everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for attending. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
hope your doubts are clear now.
You have